starting something completely brand new, when we are either writing new projects, writing a book, doing something for the very first time, it is going to trigger a lot of emotions. And I call it emotional overwhelm because there's just so many things. There's so many things to do, so many things to conquer, so many things to learn, so many things to manage, so many things happening. And if you're like me, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot on the line. And I've actually written a book, many of you already know about it, right here, Emotional Grit, which I wrote for leaders and business owners, but really it's for anybody that is looking to conquer and master their emotions, change their thoughts, and really help change your world. But we're not gonna get into all of that today. We're gonna break down why is it that there are so many emotions as an entrepreneur, and how do we actually effectively conquer it, and how do we use it to our advantage? Now, first things first, yes, acknowledging our emotions and our emotional health is the very first thing. Most entrepreneurs that I work with that are in our programs, they kind of deflect it. They are ashamed of their emotions. They don't want to feel their emotions, so they think that overworking, working harder, and eventually burning out is the right way to go. And no, that's definitely not the route you want to take. After having been through burnout many times before myself, I would not suggest that to anybody. What you do want to do is you do want to have a handle at what are some of the emotional triggers that are coming up, because you want to be able to acknowledge the emotions that you are experiencing, whether it's stress, overwhelm, anxiety, burnout, not sleeping, too much on your plate. The list goes on. Now, the fact that now you know what you know, we can't take that away from you, right? Now you actually know some of the emotions you might experience on a day-to-day basis. Well, what do we do with these? Well, what I'd love for you to do is definitely not ignore them, definitely not try to bury them. It's your permission to feel and experience what's happening. See, the reason why negative emotions are actually sometimes a good thing for you is because it can be a signal, a red flag, kind of like a high temperature on the thermometer telling you, wait, back it up, slow down, move on back, rewind, and take it a little bit more slowly, because in the entrepreneurship world, there are a lot of things to do. You already know that. I don't need to tell you that. You do have a lot on your plate. And a lot of times it's really hard to manage, especially if you are working by yourself. So I first and foremost want to acknowledge you for even watching this video and making it to this point, because it is a lot to go through. Now, I want you to know you are definitely not alone. Some of the most brightest CEOs that I've worked with over the course of the years have also shared the same things, that they feel like it's lonely at the top, that they don't have anybody to really talk to, that they have to always be on all the time, that they can't have an off day. Now, all of these things are just myths, and it's not entirely true. But what I do want you to think of is setting you up for success in understanding your emotional capacity. So this means the ability for you to handle your emotional load and the emotions that you are going through on a day-to-day basis. Now, this may vary if you are launching something for the first time, if you're going live on social media for the first time, if you are making a sales offer, a sales pitch, or a sales presentation for the first time with a client. And these are, again, all of your firsts. And it might not be your first in other businesses or other endeavors, or maybe at your job, but it's surely going to be your first in this, whatever this is. Or maybe it's your 10th time or 100th time and you're still going through some of those jitters. It's totally okay and it's normal. It's your body telling you that there is some fear that we're going to prepare for it, right? So it's a good thing. But now what do we do with that thing? Okay, so it's a process that I call, which is HEDDLE. And it stands for, the first step is you want to be able to H, honor. So honor the feelings that actually come up, those negative emotions that can cause a trigger into inaction or stress. So honor the emotion. Notice what comes up. And next, you want to be able to experience the emotion. So E is for experience. Yes, if it is anxiety, where are you actually experiencing it? Do you get butterflies in your stomach? Do you have tightness in your chest? Do you feel like you get goosebumps all over your arms? Everyone is different, but this is super vital. Where is that feeling and where do you actually experience it? So I want you to feel it and experience whatever it is. If it's anxiety, take us through what that looks like in your body, okay? And I want you to experience it for at least 90 seconds, the full experience. And yes, I want you to go through the motions because it's so important to actually take it through your body so that we can. Number 3, you want to be able to, D for detach. Detach yourself from the emotion. Pretend like you are giving yourself advice as a friend, right? So what would your friend say to you if you were complaining about these feelings that you have? Now, they're probably going to say something encouraging like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. It's your first time. You are going to be okay, right? But when it comes to us giving advice to ourselves, we are the biggest critic. So if you can't do this and picture you being your friend, picture yourself giving advice to a friend that's experiencing these emotions. So you want to be able to detach yourself from the emotion that you're feeling. And that's it. You've now detached yourself from it. It's not you. You just had an experience of that emotion. And then finally, you want to be able to let it go. So there are a couple of things that you can do to let this go. You can play a song and you can dance it out, get the energy moving so that once you've experienced it, now you can actually let it go by way of dance, by way of maybe jumping jacks, maybe it's going out for fresh air, going around the block for a walk, maybe getting on your bike. So you can write it down on a piece of paper and you can crumble it up. You can tape it to the wall. You can kick the paper, stomp on the paper, crumble it, or take it with you outside and ride your bike or your car with it to let it go. And it is a powerful technique. If you have never done it before, I can't wait for you to try it. It's such a powerful tool to keep in your tool belt. So go ahead and comment below, how was this exercise for you? What have you learned about yourself in the process? And now, how has this tool kind of changed how you look at your emotional health and processing your emotions? Now, I even have a really amazing freebie for you that I've created to help build your mental fitness. So it's an amazing guide, which I will link below in the description. So you have access to it and it's completely for free and it will help build your mental fitness. It has this exercise along with a bunch of other exercises that will help you get that clarity in building your mental fitness. And finally, wow. So how was that for you guys? Amazing, I hope. Now, if this video added a lot of value to you, go ahead and please be sure to like and comment below. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the bell and hit subscribe so that you cannot miss the next videos that come out next week. I will see you soon.